The smear.
What do I do?
Get it. Your eyelashes are so long. I don't have this problem. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This here is my sister, and her name is Anna. Today I'm going to be doing her makeup. I'm not going to be doing anything too glamorous, just because I feel like that would be a little bit too much for her. She usually doesn't wear makeup every day like I do, so I'm just going to try and keep it subtle. That way it doesn't irritate her skin or irritate her eyes too much because she doesn't wear as much makeup as I usually do. So we are just going to get jumped in and doing it, so here we go. To begin, we are going to start off with this Tarte face primer. This is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, just for a base. We have about the same skin. I have a lot of texture on my face, and my pores are really big. So we're just going to use the same one. So the same thing is going to pretty much work for her. I'm going to use a flat brush here just to get it all onto the skin here. That way it's a little bit more hygienic instead of me just running it all around her fingers. And like I said, we have about the same skin type. I have a lot of texture. I have a lot of big pores. Next primer I'm going to pick up here is this one from NYX, and this is the Shine Killer. And this is just to kind of keep all of that oil at bay so it doesn't make our skin look too oily throughout the day. I'm going to put that also on top of the cheeks where we were at. Mostly in the T-zone because that is where most people naturally have a lot of natural texture. So just like myself, I like to put this in my T-zone so that it kind of helps control all of the oil. Keep it at bay so I don't look like an entire grease ball. Then for foundation, she's just a little bit more of an olive skin tone than I am. So I have a pretty good array of foundations. So I'm just going to take this one here. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless. It is in the shade 120. This one's actually kind of dark for me, so I know it's going to fit her skin color a little bit better. Because for me, it oxidizes onto my skin, and this color oxidized is pretty much her natural skin tone. This is a beauty sponge from L'Oreal, so you can pick this up at Walmart. And we're just going to bounce this using the butt of the sponge all over. Once I get closer here to the points of her face, we're going to use the pointed edge of the sponge. Going to use the pointed end of the sponge here and start to bounce that in closer to the eyes, to the eye area, even up here towards the eyebrows. We don't want to get the foundation in the eyebrows, we want to get it around the eyebrows. Okay, so since she doesn't like to have makeup on every day, that should be good. I am not going to go full glam here. Full glam meaning, highlight, contour, all of that. I'm not going to conceal very much. We're just going to go with that. So from there, we're going to use our fluffy brush here and our Rimmel Stay Matte. And this here is to set all of her makeup so that the liquid has a nice little base here. Like I said, we have similar skin types, so this one helps control my oil so that my foundation doesn't start to sweat off. So this powder here is what's going to control and kind of help that so that a lot of that oil doesn't peak up and try to melt away our foundation. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this spoolie. I'm going to take the spoolie end from this Benefit brush here, and I'm just going to spoolie through her eyebrows. So when I spoolie through them, what I want to do is I'm combing the hairs up, and then once I get to the tail of her brow, I'm combing them down. So the front of the brow up, towards the end, we're pulling them down. I'm not going to use this pencil because this is my shade, and she has black hair, so she's got black brows. I have brown hair, so my brows are brown, so that pencil is not going to be the right color for her. This I got in my BoxyCharm, so this is from the Brow Gal, and this is the Convertible Brow 2, and it did come with a brush in my BoxyCharm. Oh, I guess I had a spoolie on here, but didn't use it. The first color here that I'm going to be picking up is going to be the very darkest color here, more of a dark brown with gray undertone. But we're going to start at the bottom of the brow here and work our way to the tail of the brow. Once you get to the tail of the brow here, I'm just going to be using more, and my strokes are going to be a lot more defined, so I'm going to put a lot more pressure where the tail is versus at the brow in the front. Her brow is full in the front, and the tail is where little areas are more sparse, so that is why we use light strokes in the front. And then when we're defining the tail, that is where we use harder strokes. And then just kind of continue to spoolie in through that. For brushes, what I would recommend using is a brush that is dual-ended. One with the bristles on one end and the spoolie on the other end. That way when you're working, you just go, flip, brush, go. Those are the kind of brushes that I personally prefer. You don't necessarily need one like that, but for me, it is a necessity to have a dual-ended brush. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and do a little bit of eyeshadow here. So just taking a flat synthetic brush, we're also going to use this. I'm going to use my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and we're also going to use it to help us clean under the eyebrows. The reason we use a eye primer is to make sure that our eyeshadows have a nice base. That way, a eye primer is usually a little bit tacky when it sets, and that way it lets our eyeshadows have something tacky to adhere to so that it sticks down nice to our eyeball. Not our eyeball, our eyelid. Okay, so our eye base is down. I cleaned up the bottom of her eyebrows, and then we're just going to go in with our Modern Renaissance palette. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. First color here, I'm just going to take our bone color lid here, and the color is Tempera. And we're using that to set our paint pot. Great. So following there, I'm not going to have her sitting here too long, too tortured, because her eyes are probably going to be a little bit sensitive to the makeup. So I'm just going to be doing just probably 3 colors here, and then we'll call it good. I'm just going to use the brush here that came inside the palette. First color I'm going to be taking is Raw Sienna, and running that in the crease for a transition shade. The color I placed on top of that crease color is burnt orange, and I'm using a Morphe Y16 brush. From that palette, I'm just going to be using the color Vermeer. And that is what we're going to place for the lid. And I'm going to put that close to the tear ducts just for our inner corner highlight while I'm applying it already to the lid. For the lower lash line here, what we're going to do is we're just going to mix in raw sienna and burnt orange together. This one here is from Buxom, and it is their Lash Mascara. So guys, this is my final look here on my sister. As I mentioned, she hardly ever wears makeup, so hopefully this doesn't irritate her face very much. She may or may not wear it for the rest of the day. I don't know. She might wipe it off as soon as we get done filming this. But I do really appreciate you guys clicking on my video and watching it. Make sure if you did stick to the end of this video, you do like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a cool comment down below. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you do, thank you very much. And if you do not already have me on your subscriber list, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, you might lose me out in the YouTube world, and you don't want that. Make sure that you do head over to my Instagram. I'm doing a giveaway, so check that out. And all of the product studies will be in the description box down below. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, guys, wherever you're at, or if this is later on through the week. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye.
Burns.
It burns? What burns?
I don't know, whatever that stuff was.
So this here is going to work today.
Sorry.
You guys need anything out of the shower?
And then it's just to go through the top of the... This one here, again, picking up that same brush from the palette.